Welcome to Strip Coverlet. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we're here for this weekly installment of I Don't Like You.
You don't even say things anymore. You just mumble when you're like,
I don't want to do this.
Harry Potter.
This is miserable.
This is miserable, but do you realize how many people you've changed their opinions of Harry Potter on?
I don't think anyone, because people watch this and think, oh, well, that's cute.
Piss on you.
Yes.
Piss on you. This is Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, chapters 9, 10, and 11. We're back to 3 this week.
Yes.
We gave you your moment in the sun last week.
We're technically back to 3, but
Yes.
really, one chapter that mattered, right?
Chapter 9, a lot of shit happened. Chapter 10 and 11, we talked about shit that happened.
There was movement.
Yeah.
So, okay, do your rundown.
Chapter 9, the Dark Mark. The Dark Mark is summoned. Winky is found to be the one to blame. She is with Harry Potter's wand. We get introduced to the concept of Death Eaters, the supporters of Voldemort, who are still apparently in existence. All chaos is being broken out on the World Quidditch Cup stage thing, and we're floating muggles in the air in very dark, suggestive manners. Chapter 10, Mayhem at the Ministry. Arthur Weasley is working overtime because, goddammit, that's what you do when you have a family to support. So the Wizarding World is much similar to the real world. We get introduced to Rita Skeeter and the possibility of maybe paparazzi / bad journalism tactics. And Hermione is defending Winky quite fervently. Chapter 11, aboard the Hogwarts Express, we get talk of Mad-Eye Moody. He is an Auror, so you get to find out what an Auror is. There are other schools beyond Hogwarts, and there's something going on that no one seems to know yet. What could it be? It's a mystery.
Yeah.
So, Adrian, how do you feel?
It's awful.
Okay.
It's bad.
All right.
It's boring.
All right.
It's poorly written.
All right.
It's shitty.
Okay.
I don't like British people.
Okay.
I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know. I just realized how funny it'd be if we just ended the review there. Everybody came to watch it. We're like, done.
I'm having trouble thinking of new things to say about Harry Potter when all Harry Potter does is the same old shit.
Okay. Well, let's talk about concepts that we were introduced to in the Wizarding world. You found out what Aurors are, correct?
Yeah.
Similar. Police is a poor choice of words, but they're the ones who go out and basically hunt the bad guys.
They're bounty hunters.
Essentially so, yes.
Yeah.
There's a Dark Witch or Wizard going around killing people. You send in the Aurors.
Yeah.
So the very prestigious title. We get introduced to Mad-Eye Moody, who is a legendary Auror.
He's the Boba Fett.
He's the Boba Fett of the Wizarding world.
Right.
However, old, starting to get maybe a little senile, paranoid. I imagine if you hunt people for a living most of your life, towards the end you're going to be a little paranoid.
Okay.
You think?
Well, yeah, probably.
Okay.
I just wondered that J.K. is going to do the same thing with this that she did with the war veteran at the beginning of the novel.
Okay.
And he's just got PTSD, right? And comically so.
Mad-Eye is
so somebody drops a book and he flinches, right? Like, that's not all right.
Mad-Eye is a very interesting character. He is, at his best, the Hemingway of the Wizarding world. Because you know what? He's going to tell you like it is. He ain't going to be soft with you, because you know what? Nobody else is. They going to kill you.
Yeah.
You want to know how to defend yourself? Fucking defend yourself. So you might find him appealing?
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Highly doubtable.
He is going to introduce some major things to us, which is going to be good. We're going to get there, hopefully soon. Death Eaters. Concepts? Thoughts?
It's a nice little look at the KKK, right?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the one thing that gets me with this is J.K. Rowling, and maybe I'm just being the self-centered American here, but it sure seems like J.K. Rowling is awfully preoccupied with woes of the United States, with the social woes of the United States yesteryear.
Okay.
But, like, is there any imperialism in this series of novels?
Maybe.
Does imperialism happen? Because that's Britain's big thing, right?
Okay.
The sun never set on the British Empire. Why? Because they took everyone's shit. So, to be pointing this finger, I mean, am I missing something? These are obvious allusions to American slavery, right?
Yes.
These are obvious allusions to American slavery.
This
is an obvious allusion to the KKK, right? People walking around lynching Muggles.
Yes.
Right?
Also in the same chapter where we are dealing with the slavery of Winky the house elf. Yeah. And it's directly referred to as slavery at this point.
Actually, I don't think it's this chapter.
Maybe it's the next chapter. Maybe it might be chapter 10.
I think it's 11 that is referred to as slavery.
Hermione calls it slavery.
Yeah.
But no, in this same chapter with this going on, you have wizards in hooded masks floating Muggles around the campsite. Upside down.
Yes, with their undergarments on display, if not their genitals, right? Like that's the inference that's made there.
Yes. And as Draco very humbly puts it to Hermione, better watch yourself, Half-Blood.
Yeah.
They coming for you, and they know how to find you.
Yeah.
So,
Did give me a little bit of respect for Draco there. Draco. Because he did not just out her.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you better watch yourself. I'm not going to do anything about this.
But you better keep your shit in order, because they're going to get you.
Yeah.
So, Winky the house elf allegedly summoning the Dark Mark, which is the symbolic skull that's floated in the air. I think one of the covers tends to... nope, talking out my ass again. It's the skull that's floated in the air when Voldemort kills someone. When they kill a Muggle, they summon the Dark Mark as a symbol of, look what we did.
But does the Dark Mark summon old Moldy Voldy? Or does it just... Okay.
It's his bat signal.
Right.
When he's accomplished his goals, we're going to flash the bat signal. So people know.
Yeah, I'm not sure... So it's sort of like putting a head on a pike, right?
Essentially so, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once someone's killed, above it they float a giant star-like skull with a snake.
So now he's a barbarian as well as being the Romans, as well as being the devil.
He's a conqueror, Adrian.
Yeah, he's
a conqueror.
He's all things evil.
Anything evil is Voldemort.
Including the Americans.
Rita Skeeter. Thoughts on Rita Skeeter?
Well, I want to hang on the.
Okay, please.
What's her name, real quick? That set up Voldemort's sign. What's her name?
Winky.
Am I missing something? That this is not. I mean, this is not a metaphor for black slavery. This is an allegory. Yes. I mean, there is a one-for-one translation here. House elves are black slaves. Am I wrong about that?
Seems to be what we're getting at here.
I mean, am I wrong? Is there any possible conceivable way that there's something else being hinted at there that I am not getting?
No.
Okay,
no.
So if the house elves are a one-for-one direct translation for blacks, right? If I described a black person's nose as, and I quote, squashed and bulbous, would I get away with it?
That's horrifically racist.
Would I get away with it?
Absolutely not.
But J.K. Rowling, she's a woman, right? She's progressive. She said so, man. She said she's progressive. So, we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt here and, let her pass with it. Plus the fact I read it when I was, 9, and I didn't get it then. So, it's totally cool. This is racism. This is infuriating.
Okay.
This is an infuriating level of racism. Right? You don't get away with that. We recently read American Psycho for the channel. You get away with it in that text because what you're doing in that text is saying, look, this is a person who thinks that way.
Yes.
Right? This is
a trope of this society.
This is the author. Yeah. This is the authorial voice. This is the narrator saying, yeah, that nose is squashed and sort of bulbous. Really just sort of an ugly tomato-looking nose. That's not... tell me that's not what's going on here.
If, for lack of better term, if you do not rage quit midway through this book, I'm going to be disappointed.
I'm about to rage quit now.
There may be a Adrian goes on hiatus couple weeks because this book is just going to piss you off.
Well,
rampant.
It's already pissing me off because
it gets so much
look
worse.
at this. Look at what Hermione's doing.
Yes.
Hermione is... What is Hermione's argument? Hermione's saying that slavery, this type of slavery, is a terrible thing. And then when Winky's master says, "You're fired," Hermione's argument is, "No, you can't do that." Right? Am I wrong about that?
I think you're wrong on that.
No, she's saying, what is she going to do? She's saying she can't make a way for herself?
It's, I think it's more getting at it's the torturous aspect of the way it's approached. Because it's not, okay, Winky, you did wrong, you're fired. It's considered punishment. Winky, you're getting clothes. Winky, because as this slave master, I have done everything to keep, force this house elf to think in the idea that is all that existence is. I'm going to take that from you. The only existence you know, I'm going to take from you.
Right. But Hermione is not a house elf. She is seeing this from the outside.
Okay. I think Hermione is getting at the torturous element that it's gone about.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care if this Winky's not being killed. So look, my main argument here is that Hermione is basically this symbol of the women's movement, right?
Okay.
But the women's movement did not just fight for the rights of women. It was for all people oppressed.
Okay.
That's what the women's movement was. In fact, when you look at things like feminist criticism, feminist literary criticism, it is not about women's role in this piece of literature. It is about the power dynamics in the literature.
Okay.
So when you take that and you make Hermione say things like she's saying in that chapter that it's just so horrible for this slave to be being freed, no matter the circumstance.
Okay.
There is no physical harm being done to Winky. Winky's not being whipped and then freed, right? Even so, freedom's on the other side.
Okay. I think Hermione is going to, I hope, redeem herself later. There's a lot going on with this. This is not going to be laid to rest in this chapter. This is a big part of this novel.
Okay. So, because it doesn't seem to play out right. Okay. Not right now.
Okay. Maybe it was a mistake by J.K. Rowling's behalf. Maybe it was. I mean,
no. I mean, it's not a mistake. It's base racism.
Okay. No, I mean Hermione's response. Maybe it's out of character of Hermione.
Right, but authorially,
okay,
that's base racism.
Yes. But we are going to get into that a lot more. I don't know at which chapter, how far away we're going to be looking at this, but it's a big portion of this. Okay, it's going to be about a month away. A month away.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with this book. Rita Skeeter. Paparazzi-esque, slanderous journalism.
Right.
Awfully ironic that this character comes forth in the first book where J.K. Rowling is famous. She's no longer a working author. She's rich and famous.
I didn't even.
Really? Okay. No so Rita Skeeter is badmouthed by the Ministry, by Arthur Weasley, as being this journalist who basically slanders.
Yeah.
It's not that she's reporting the truth that needs to be reported. It's she's glamorizing it, and she's doing what the American media does.
She's using loopholes.
Yes.
Where you don't have to out your sources.
I just think
to say that things were rumored.
Awfully suspicious that the first novel where J.K. Rowling is established as an author and she's obviously going to have a lot of hype, a lot of popularity, that's going to be our first bad character. The first character that we introduce as a bad person,
as a third-party bad person,
is the journalist.
Yeah.
Goddamn journalist.
Yeah.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that. I hope you would. We're going to get more Rita Skeeter. Any thoughts on her?
I'm interested to see where it goes.
Okay.
Simply because we're getting a lot of these outside elements, like the World Quidditch Cup.
Okay.
The Ministry of Magic. A little bit more of the Muggle world worked in. and then you've got a journalist. And is she magical?
Yes.
So she's a magical journalist.
She is a witch, yes.
And she has no, like, truth serums or anything? Like, truth zappers?
She does have a device that she uses to aid her that I think you're going to... It's... Oh, God, it's pretty.
So why would anyone ever doubt her?
Okay, let's look at the difference between authors who write fiction novels, things like that. What is their viewpoint of people who report things?
That it's base?
Just keep that in mind.
Okay.
She has a writing tool. It's just spot on.
A writing tool?
A writing tool.
Is it like a monkey at a computer?
We'll get there. We'll
get
there. But I think you're going to enjoy the hell out of it. I hope you catch up and pick up on it. Beyond that, you are right. Not a lot happening in the last 2 chapters. We get introduced to the concept of other schools. Beauxbatons? I'm not sure.
Beauxbaton.
And Durmstrang.
How much more German-sounding word could you create?
Durmstrang.
Yeah. So it's obviously a German school.
Okay.
Beauxbaton. That's obviously a French school. So
and we do get characters.
I'm assuming at one point Durmstrang runs over the Beauxbaton school. Beauxbaton.
I just really want you
to
continuously say that. So much so, and it's not as if it's a mystery. We actually get a character speaking French at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Où est Madame Maxine? Nous l'avons perdu.
Nous l'avons perdu.
Which is interesting to drop into a young reader's book. Foreign language. That's not something you get very often.
Yeah.
But
and some cursing. There's some cursing in that chapter, too. A damn and a hell. And
there is.
Yeah.
Characters are growing up. J.K. Rowling is growing up, even though she can't let the whole journalism thing go. But there are some differences coming forward in the characters.
Okay.
Arthur Weasley. How do you feel about Arthur Weasley? You don't like the Weasels.
That's the dad Weasel,
That is
right?
the dad Weasel.
What, was I supposed to take something from this?
Yeah, I like him.
Why?
Okay, so, it's a magical world, yes.
Yes.
He is still struggling. He is still doing what a damn good father should do, busting his ass to take care of his family.
All right.
This is him giving up his vacation. This is him working on weekends, having to apologize to his wife because his job needs him.
Right, but giving up his vacation was not to take care of his family, it was to take care of his job.
Yes. But in order to support his family, he needs this job. They are obviously an impoverished family.
But you're getting it wrong. He is forsaking his family time for the job time.
Okay.
Right? That's more of that old world 1950s
industrial.
Dad goes to work, mom stays at home with the kids.
What does Molly Weasley
I was just going to ask that. I have never seen her go to work. Does she go to work?
I don't think so. It's never actually addressed as far as I know.
Well, I've got something else to address.
1950s.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I think it's...
Well, yeah, okay.
I'm okay with Arthur Weasley doing what he has to do. It's it's the man's thing. We've talked about this 1,000 times on the channel. He's got to do what he's got to do because it's necessary.
But is that necessarily just the man's thing?
I think so.
Work is just the man's thing.
Okay.
Where are your horn-rimmed glasses?
Supporting his family.
Why don't you have this?
Supporting his family. Adrian, if your real job were to call you now and say, all hell has broke loose, we need you here.
Guess what? Guess what they'd hear? Guess what they would hear?
What would they hear?
That's too bad. Yeah.
The man who flips shifts and schedules all the time, never misses a day.
This is sacred to me.
Okay. Okay.
Guess what they would hear? And damn you for bringing that up. The only other thing that really struck me from these chapters is the fact that the Weasels own the Doomsday Clock.
Okay.
That grandfather clock that says where people are.
Yeah.
Did you see what noon was? Or midnight? Wasn't that the one that was... Did I read this wrong?
I didn't even read that much into it. I just accepted
that the clock told you where someone was.
Yeah, it tells them where they are.
But up here was mortal peril.
Okay. Yes.
Well, midnight on the Doomsday Clock was Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Interesting clock idea, though.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's going to come back.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
If it doesn't come back, then it's absolutely wasted. and it, like, damn you, J.K.
That's building that magic wizarding world again.
Right, but why would there not be some scene where Molly, what's her name?
Molly Weasley's the mother.
Molly or Ginny is at home and the boys are out, and all of a sudden, right up there to noon.
Okay.
And they gotta dissipate.
Now, I've said many times, Molly Weasley is one of my favorite characters in this book.
You have. I have not seen why.
I
Is it because you were also a 1950s housewife?
That may be exactly it.
Now, when you read this, do you picture, what's her name?
Julia Child?
Julia Child?
No, I picture the movie version because it's very ingrained in my little brain up here.
Who she is for me in my brain is off The Simpsons.
Okay.
Ned Flanders' wife. I don't remember her name.
Okay. I actually, since we have technology, I'm just going to pull it up so you can get your idea of it.
Why would you do this on the show? This is not going to be interesting for anyone.
I don't care. But no, I think Julia Child would be a good representation of Weasley. Yes,
she looks a hot mess.
Okay. But no, I'm okay with that. I love Julia Child. I love Molly Weasley.
Tell me that would not fit.
I am a 1950s housewife.
You are a 1950s housewife.
And I'm okay with that. Anything else you want to talk about here, Adrian?
That was my last note.
Okay.
Did you have anything else?
I don't think so. I've talked about Death Eaters in the KKK. I've talked about Rita Skeeter and paparazzi journalism.
Okay, so the term Death Eaters, is this just what they call themselves?
Yep.
They don't actually eat any death?
Nope. How do you feel about that? Wasted.
Yeah, I mean...
there was some very interesting fiction on...
So, the KKK, there's a Grand Dragon.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
The cover to this book has a dragon on it.
Okay.
Is there any connection between the Death Eaters and the dragon?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they playing Quidditch against a dragon?
No.
No?
Okay.
It's a stupid cover.
It's
stupid cover for a stupid book.
It's necessary.
I'm tired of reading Harry Potter.
Let me draw the line because it's already there. What does Bill, or is it Charlie? Which one works with dragons? One of them works with dragons. Doesn't he say very specifically, I'll see you guys later in the year when they're leaving for Hogwarts?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So we have a dragon coming.
Well, I figured they were like the Malfoy said, "No, you're gonna show off, aren't you?" Like they're trying to score a goal against a dragon because he's got the damned egg, doesn't he? The Quidditch thing.
That is not a snitch.
That's not a snitch.
The snitch is about that big.
Okay, so he's stealing a dragon's egg because it is golden.
Not so much, but okay.
All right. Well,
we're gonna get there when we get there.
I'm not sure why they put things on the covers. I guess you're not intending a 30-year-old man to read this.
You have the updated cover. I have the original cover.
Yeah, there's no dragon on there.
You get
Bill and Charlie?
Dragon Spike. No, that is actually Victor Crumb, and that is Cedric Diggory.
Oh, what? How do you know that?
Because I do.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
Those could be anybody.
No.
Is that Jenny? Who's that?
No, that is Fleur Delacour.
Fleur Delacour.
Yeah.
A lot of French in here, huh?
Yep.
Fleur Delacour.
Because we have a French school.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
all right.
We're going to come back next week with more Adrian Reads Harry Potter.
Yep.
This is going to be good for you. I think you're going to enjoy it.
I do not like this.
You are going to be so pissed off. A lot of people are super excited for you to get to the next book.
The next book? You say that every book.
You say, well, maybe people just get excited when you're finishing one. They're like, oh, I'll get to the next one. Order of the Phoenix is the next book. Let me preface...
I already don't like the Phoenix book.
Oh, no. I try to bring comments and pull them, ones I can slip at you. Your rant last week.
Yes.
About religion and James Potter and his group being the Old Order.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Order of the Phoenix is going to be great.
Well, I mean, Christ was a Phoenix symbol.
It's going to be great for you.
Okay.
So, we will be back next week with more Adrian Reads Harry Potter. If you'd like to follow us on this journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like as well, because not a damn thing happened in these chapters, and we talked about it for 25 fucking minutes.
We did it anyway, just for you. Make sure you follow us on Twitter @StripCover and on Facebook @StripCoverLit.